Hi everyone, so welcome to Nymans, which was once the family home of the Messel family. They developed and nurtured the garden here over 3 generations, and although the house burnt down in 1947, or at least a good part of it, the garden has remained in the hands of the National Trust. It contains a huge variety of plants from all over the world, from China, Nepal, Bhutan, South America, New Zealand, and today I'll be able to show you some of the highlights. This is the pinetum that we're in at the moment. This was the very first part of the garden that was actually laid out in the mid-1800s. And for Ludwig, he was a German emigre. He came over here in the mid-1800s, made his money in banking, and then set about creating the sort of traditional country home as some sort of an entry into society for him. Then he hired James Coomber, who was the first head gardener at Nymans. He was here for 55 years, and he was one of the most important people in the history of the garden, really, because he was that continuity between Ludwig and when it was passed over to the National Trust in the 1950s. He was an exceptional gardener. This wee thing is Despontanea spinosa Harold Coomber, named after Harold Coomber, who was the son of James Coomber, so Nymans' first head gardener, and he was one of the most prominent plant collectors of the early 20th century. He'd done 3 big expeditions, 2 to the Andes and also 1 to Tasmania as well. He was really well regarded in the plant collecting world, and because his father, of course, was head gardener at Nymans, we were lucky enough to end up with quite a lot of the material that actually came back, including this one, although this is the progeny of the original plant that came over. So I'm now going to show you the newest part of the gardens here at Nymans. Come on in. So I'd like to introduce you to Nick Delves. He's the assistant head gardener here at Nymans, and he's going to talk you through the thinking behind this new part of the garden in the ruins.
The house burned down in 1947 and it's been a ruin since, so no one's actually been allowed inside. So we wanted to actually put something right inside so people could get to see what the building's like, but also it was a great opportunity to showcase the plant collection at Nymans and the importance of it. And also I found it was a good way of talking about the family members as well. So we have Camellia Leonard Messel, which is over there, and we have Magnolia Leonard Messel. So these are very, very important plants in our collection, which originated here at Nymans. And for instance, this hydrangea is called Europa, and this was it's from a cutting from an original plant that was grown in the courtyard back in the 1930s. Here inside the ruins, it's a very calm and cool space, very green at this time of year. And now we're just about to go to the summer borders, which is the complete opposite. It's very colourful, it's very vibrant, and it's full of the annuals and tender plants, which are very famous for summer borders at Nymans. Here we are at the summer borders, and these run right the way through the middle of the wall garden, and they were originally designed and planted up by Muriel Messel in the 1910s, 1920s. Throughout the century they developed and became quite formal and very structured in their colour, and so what I wanted to do is bring it back to the more informal style of planting which Muriel Messel created right from the very beginning.
So now that Nick has showed you the summer borders, I'm going to show you our nursery and glasshouse facility where we do some of our really important behind the scenes conservation work. Come on in. One of the really important bits of work that we do here at Nymans is our plant propagation program. So it forms a real core part of the conservation work we do here. And specifically that's propagating plants that are significant to Nymans. So plants can be significant because they were bred here, they were hybridized here, if they're named after family members, or if they're of wild origin material. In some cases we have plants that were collected in the wild that are in the garden that are now nearly extinct in the wild, for instance, which makes them really, really important. So everything we grow here in the nursery is grown peat-free. which is a little bit more free draining as a compost compared to some of the peat-based alternatives, but it works absolutely fine for us. In some cases you might find you have to water them that little bit more, but otherwise they usually do fine. And in the case of cuttings, they sometimes pretend to like it as well because they don't actually end up being waterlogged in the compost. Thank you for visiting Nymans today. I hope you had a really good time, and thank you for your support as well. It's because of your support that we're able to keep looking after special places like this, and that we're able to keep on doing the work that we're doing, so thank you.